Gus Foster moved to Taos in 1975 and embarked on a photographic odyssey, traversing the nation, documenting the landscape and vistas of this awe-inspiring country with his unusual panoramic cameras. And even as he is well recognized as an innovative fine art photographer, Gus's equally notable contribution to the New Mexico art community has been as a collector, curator, and contributor to University of New Mexico's Harwood Museum of Art. With his unusually discerning eye, Gus has collected works for over 40 years by artists working in New Mexico. And in 2013, Gus donated 391 pieces of art to the Harwood, valued collectively at more than $3 million at that time. Gus also donated land and buildings adjacent to the Harwood to lead the way to the expansion of the museum's facilities, thus strengthening the Harwood's case for accreditation by the American Museum Alliance. Gus continues to support the Harwood, the University of New Mexico, and the Taos community through his generous ongoing philanthropy. He also still serves as a member of the Harwood's Collections Committee while continuing to collect fine artwork himself, with the intention of eventually donating even more work to the museum. Undoubtedly, Gus has had an immeasurable impact on the careers of many now prominent artists while furthering the public's access to fine art through the most generous gifts of his knowledge, time, strong leadership, and financial support. It is my honor to introduce 2021 Governor's Award for Excellence in the Arts recipient, Gus Foster.
I built a darkroom when I was, I think, 12 years old. I had a Brownie, Kodak Brownie camera, one of those tiny little things. Built it down in the basement of my parents' house, and it was just like magic. Put a piece of paper in the chemistry, and voila, an image pops out. God, that was magical to me. It still is. Mostly the camera to me was a notebook. I'd travel a lot, and I took pictures through the windshield or out the window while I was driving, just as a quick notation of where I'd been or what I'd seen, what I was thinking about. That was the beginning of the photographs. And then once I moved here, I really discovered the landscape. You push the button, this makes a 360 in 8/10 of a second. That's one 360. What that bridge thing does, 1, 2, 3, that's 2.4 seconds of elapsed real time. And that's all becomes the way the magic of this camera is, that's all on the same piece of film. My father was an architect, and my mother was an interior designer. I grew up in a house full of aesthetics. I've been around that world my whole life. When I went to university, I studied art history. And when I got out of college, I went to graduate school in Minnesota for a while. But I had a family and I needed a job. So I got a part-time job at the museum. That was my introductory level thing, to be a curatorial assistant. Being an art historian and working in that milieu as a professional, I mean, that was being a collector, but I was being paid to do it. But I liked doing that. And when I came out here, I didn't consciously collect just to have a collection, but I would get works usually initially of my friends, or I'd go see, I'd look at a lot of art, and that's what I did. If I saw something that I thought was different or really exciting, and I could afford it, I'd get it. And I think really good art, there's something provocative about it. That it's not just chopped liver. I think about my own work. Somebody does not have to know my name or anything about me to get some value out of looking at one of my pieces. There are lots of levels of ways to look at a photograph like these. Sometimes they're just a picture, but sometimes they're a picture that takes you to a whole other place. I'd like to thank Governor Lujan Grisham for this award. I am very honored to receive it. In accepting the Governor's Award, I'd like to acknowledge all the individuals who volunteer their time to public institutions that make New Mexico a better place for us to live in and enjoy. Thank you.